Hello everyone, you're welcome to this edition of the 6 p.m. Primetime Newscast on Equinoxe Television, live from our headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital. Douala in our top stories in this edition of the news: 23 persons dead in a road accident in the Adamawa region of the country. The accident occurred last night between Ngaoundéré and Tuboro, of course, in the Adamawa region of the country. And as the Anglophone crisis, which has been deepening for close to 3 years now, complicates further the practice of journalism in the northwest and southwest regions of the country, the Cameroon English-speaking Journalists Association steps up efforts to protect journalists in those parts of the country. The northwest regional branch of CAMASEARCH has issued a declaration on the practice of journalism in that part of the country. And out of Cameroon, after 18 years in power, Joseph Kabila hands over the baton of command at the helm of the Democratic Republic of Congo to Felix Tshisekedi. He was sworn in today following his election victory in the December 30, 2018 presidential election. Those were our top stories. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on this edition of the news on Equinoxe Television. At least 23 persons have died in a road accident in the Adamawa region of the Republic of Cameroon. The accident occurred last night on the stretch of road linking the Adamawa regional capital Ngaoundéré and the locality of Tuboro, and an 18-seater bus of Touristic Interurban Transport Agency came into head-on collision with a heavy-duty truck. The bus left Ngaoundéré and was heading to Tuboro, while the truck was coming from the opposite direction. 5 babies and the truck conductor are among the dead victims. 2 injured victims survived the accident. And earlier today, there was a huge crowd at the Ngaoundéré Regional Hospital mortuary. Some of them were relatives of the deceased victims of that accident who came to take out the corpses of their loved ones from the mortuary ahead of a burial. And some of them were simply onlookers who came to see what was happening at the Ngaoundéré Regional Hospital after the tragic incident that occurred last night. And the elements of the Gendarmerie Brigade of Njeleng in the west region of Cameroon have arrested a gang of suspected bandits who had been terrorizing inhabitants of that part of the Republic of Cameroon. Manjikan Gebre reports.
They were 4 in numbers that were arrested by the elements of the Gendarmerie Brigade in Njeleng. The 4 were aided in their activities with the use of locally fabricated hunting guns, automatic pistols and machetes, in which they used to attack and forcefully collect items from their victims in Bafoussam. According to the commander of the Njeleng Brigade, Captain Asala Guillaume,
avec la collaboration du comité de vigilance,
it was thanks to the collaboration they had with the vigilante group of that area that they got information about the gang and arrested the leader on the 16th of January before he aided them in capturing his 3 other gang members.
De l'intéressé, où nous avons saisi une arme de guerre, un pistolet automatique.
With the arrest of these alleged bandits and the aim of putting to an end the rising insecurity in Bafoussam, Captain Asala Guillaume is calling for a frank collaboration with the population.
Je demande donc à ces mêmes populations de continuer dans le même sens afin que nous puissions éradiquer au minimum ce phénomène de grand banditisme qui ne laisse pas dormir les populations.
The alleged bandits are now under investigation at the Njeleng Gendarmerie Brigade before being transferred to the court.
And another person arrested is a man who is under detention at the Bonaberi Douala 4 Gendarmerie Research Brigade for a fraudulent distribution of cement, and he was arrested by elements of the National Gendarmerie while he was on his way to deliver an important consignment of the fake cement he had been distributing for quite a long time now, and he was caught with 16 bags of the fake cement. He is said to have been using the bags of a company, Multiflex, represented in Cameroon by Alutol, for the distribution of the cement of another company where he works. And how he has been getting the bags of Multiflex remains unclear. Till now, he is under detention at the Gendarmerie Research Brigade in Bonaberi Douala 4 subdivision. There was commotion at the Mbopi market in the city of Douala today. Some traders got into violent clashes which erupted during a meeting organized by one of the traders' organizations or associations in that market, and it took the intervention of forces of law and order to bring the situation under control. Immaculate Fogue has more.
It was a tense environment at the Mbopi market as sporadic clashes were recorded between the municipal council police and the Mbopi traders during a meeting convened by Magejo Ali, Secretary General of the Dynamic Traders Association of Mbopi.
What is happening is that a meeting has been organized and being legalized by the woman that the market recognized as the president. But unfortunately, following the authority from the SDO, it has been cancelled by the government delegate. So when you look at things, we don't know the link the government delegates have over the power. The government delegate have over the SDO. So that is why people are in disorder here. That's what caused the disorder.
Magejo Alice explains that the meeting had as objective to discuss pertinent issues affecting the traders of the market.
Qu'y a-t-il du mal à encadrer ces populations et de demander ce de quoi ils ont besoin et de déporter cela, ces doléances aux autorités?
We are in a heterogeneous environment which needs constant follow-up. These traders have different concerns about the day-to-day happenings of the market, which has to be channeled to the authorities concerned for solutions to be brought up. How can the senior divisional officer of Douala 1, who gave us the legal authority to go ahead with our meeting, is still the same person sending people to ask us to stop the meeting verbally without any signature confirming his decision, those seizing our equipment at the City Council Police? It is really a complicated situation. Ngala Divine further explains that the clash stemmed from a power struggle that had been existing in the market for some time now.
There is this power struggle in the market. This woman, Mama Alice, is the president that has been recognized by all the business people, the businessmen in this market. But the other woman has been imposed by the government delegate. So that is why the disorder is there. You see now. So that is why you see, and from the look of things, is that woman that sent these people to come and disrupt the meeting.
These traders are hoping that their choice of who to govern them should be respected by the authorities for the better advancement of the Mbopi market.
Practicing journalism in the crisis-hit northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon today has become more or less a death trap as a result of the deepening crisis that is further complicating the work of journalists in those parts of the country. And heads of the various journalism associations in the northwest region say the Anglophone crisis from its birth has adversely affected the practice of journalism in the region. Most reportings or the job of reporters is now being done with no respect of ethics and canons or ethics and deontology of the noble profession. It is against this backdrop that CAMASERJ, the Cameroon English-Speaking Journalists Association, the Northwest Chapter, and other journalism associations in the region converge in a collective to set out modalities to better the practice or improve or ease the practice of journalism in the crisis-stricken region. Now here's some extract of Ambi Macmillan Awa. He is the president of CAMASERJ Northwest.
Journalism associations in the Northwest region, hereby mentioned as the Cameroon Association of English-Speaking Journalists, Cameroon Community Media Network, Cameroon Association of Sports Journalists, and the Cameroon Journalists Trade Union have this Wednesday, January 23rd, 2019, resolved as follows. 1. That all journalists within the region are encouraged to belong to a journalism association. 2. That our priority will be to gather and disseminate news professionally. 3. That CAMASERJ Northwest has been designated as contact point for all journalists in the region. Thus, event organizers are expected to contact the association on matters of media coverage. 4. Journalists and persons who shall impersonate media organs or individuals shall be suspended from practicing for at least 3 months. CJTU Northwest is charged with the strict implementation of this decision. 5. That any media organ or individual that goes ahead to organize an event or participate in its coverage without the knowledge of CAMASERJ shall be suspended for at least 3 months. 6. That CAMASERJ Northwest has been mandated to propose engagement forms to media houses for event organizers. 7. That CCMN and the Sports Journalists Association and CAMASERJ will do an inventory of all media organs in the region. 8. We encourage all journalists to be decent. Lastly, that we will have only one World Press Freedom Day in the Northwest region, organized by the aforementioned bodies, during which new journalists working in the region will be inducted.
And our Northwest correspondent Mbu Stella caught up with the Northwest Regional Branch President of the Cameroon English-Speaking Journalists Association, CAMASERJ, who said those rules and regulations, or better still resolutions, have been taken to protect journalists as they go about doing their job in the dangerous terrain Northwest region of the country as a result of the crisis. Take a listen to Ambi Macmillan Awa. He is the president of CAMASERJ Northwest.
All that put together is what we've narrowed them down to these 9 points. If a journalist should report professionally, it will take them away far off from security threats which we do face in the region. Implementation has always been very difficult to say, but to note that this had to do with other bodies, other associations, will be very, very easy because we've taken serious measures which the different organizations, the different associations, they too will be taken to their different associations, and by so doing, we are going to make implementation very easy. The first thing is to encourage all these journalists who are practicing in the region to belong to any association of their choice, and if they do belong, then it will help us to narrow down the implementation process.
Ambi Macmillan Awa, Northwest Regional Chapter President of the Cameroon English-Speaking Journalists Association, speaking there. Until something else now, preparation starts upcoming legislative, municipal and legislative elections, and of course regional elections in the Republic of Cameroon are gaining steam. Election stakeholders in the littoral region met today in Douala with Professor Dorothy Njema, member of the Electoral Council of Elections, Cameroon Elecam, to find fine-tuned steps starts the elections. One of the stumbling blocks to the electoral process which emerged during that meeting is the abandonment of voters' cards in Elecam branch offices. It was raised during that meeting in the Littoral region. Out of 1,023,055 voters' cards received by the Elecam branch offices, 979,823 have been distributed this far, and 35,738 are still waiting for their owners. And the global target of Elections Cameroon this year is to raise the number of registered potential voters to 10 million. That is an annual target of 4 million potential voters. Professor Dorothy Njema and other Elecam officials are urging all registered voters to go and collect their cards. Take a listen to Professor Dorothy Njema, member of the Electoral Council of Elections Cameroon.
Of this year, the municipals, the legislatives, and the regionals, the preparation of these elections begins now, and so those who are interested in contesting should not waste time. These cards should be collected because it's only with the card that anyone can vote. The measures put in place using the various media, the radio, newspapers, to let holders of these cards know that their cards are waiting. And we also call those voters whose numbers we have and send them SMS messages.
That was Professor Dorothy Njema, member of the Electoral Council of Elections Cameroon, speaking there at the end of a tour of the different Elecam branch offices. She started that tour on the 14th of January 2019 within the framework of efforts to supervise the ongoing registration process, which started on the 2nd of January 2019 with the aim of hitting 4 million potential voters in order to raise the global figure to 10 million this year. Now, out of the country, Felix Tshisekedi takes over the baton of command at the helm of the Democratic Republic of Congo. The opposition politician who won the December 30, 2018 presidential election was sworn in today at the presidential palace in the country's political capital, Kinshasa. And during his inaugural speech, he said, I quote, "We want to build a powerful Congo, looking for its development in peace and security." Felix Tshisekedi also announced the census or head count of all political prisoners who will be set free. And Tshisekedi expressed his deep respect for another opposition candidate at the last presidential election, Martin Fayulu, who insisted he won the election, contesting the election victory of Felix Tshisekedi declared by the Electoral Council or the Electoral Commission of that country and later confirmed by the Constitutional Court. And Felix Tshisekedi qualified Martin Fayulu as a great fighter, the soldier of the people. The president of the Democratic Republic of Congo equally paid homage to his predecessors or previous leaders of that country, including his father Etienne Tshisekedi and of course Mobutu and Joseph Kabila, who was left power after 18 years. He was sworn in. Felix Tshisekedi was sworn in at the presidential palace in Kinshasa earlier today, and he equally indicated that his government was going to step up the fight against poverty, bad governance, tribalism, and other problems that have been plaguing that Central African nation. He equally said that he will work hard for the promotion of the media in that country in order to make media organs a veritable fourth power in the country. Felix Tshisekedi also said that his government was going to take measures in order to simplify administrative procedures in order to enhance the business climate in that country. And this is where we end this edition of the news on Equinoxe Television. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for staying with us. Goodbye.